most important piece of advice I can offer on the topic of involving the next generation is, as your family goes through its governance exercise, whether it's facilitated family meetings or it's a governance document exercise like a constitution, or it's a values exercise, the most important aspect in it is to put in a mechanism for amendments, a review every so many years, and the opportunity for future generations to amend the process in a way that makes sense for them, that maybe the founding generation didn't foresee or couldn't possibly foresee. It's all about multi-directional communication. It's not just about the senior generation saying these are our family values, but rather having the family get together and talk and have every family member have input into who are we as a family, how are we going to make decisions as a family, how are we going to make the decisions when heads are butting up against each other and we're not all in agreement. And that notion of constant renewal, and you don't necessarily have to make it easy to amend, just like the US Constitution is hardly easy to amend. I worked with a family a number of years ago that had inherited a very, very large family business from their parents. And so it was a bunch of siblings that now co-owned this enormous company. And there was a need for outside capital, and there was no mechanism for that. And ultimately, the family wanted each shareholder to commit to keep their capital invested for a lengthy term of years, let's say 10 years, in order to assure the continuity of the family business. And one of the family members said, no, I'm really not interested in tying up all of my assets in an illiquid investment for the foreseeable future. And so they had to build in a mechanism to redeem the shareholder in a way that was fair, or at least equitable, and preserved his rights as a family member, because ultimately what I said to them at the beginning of the process was, what does the ideal outcome look like to you? And they said, well, we are still a family, and so for us, the ideal outcome is still being able to get together for holiday dinners. And I said, I can work with that. And so ultimately what we had to do was get an amendment in there so that the corporation could redeem that one sibling in order for him to be free to be a family member without the stress of being a co-shareholder.